And we are inside 5 minutes. You are exactly right. The one guy who's not going to be aggressive coming off the dock this time is Dave Villwock. But now I look in the back of the screen there. Even though they tipped the nose out on the Miss Flavor Pack, Jamie Nielsen has not yet started to spool it up. Let's you and I go over to the front row. We're ready to go racing. It is Heat 2A of the 2025 APBA Gold Cup.
So far in 3 out of 3 heats that I've seen Dave Villwock run, he has taken the inside lane by nearly stopping on the course on the inside, forcing the hand. Is that something you've seen over what, the last 60 years of watching him race, or 40 years, I should say?
Well, it's actually really interesting what you bring up, because, and I talked about it a little earlier, but I really didn't go into any depth on it. But up until last year, we had this 80-mile-an-hour rule. So you could not drop below 80 miles per hour. And if you did, you got a penalty. Now, I see Dave is away from the dock now. He's coming on the race course, as has Jamie Nielsen. We'll see if Dave wants to play the same game. He is way down at the bottom end of the race course. Meanwhile, our other 2 boats are up at the top end. That's going to be Corey Peabody. That is the boat on the left, and Jeff Bernard, who is driving on the inside lane right now. So with 3 minutes and 20 seconds, we got boats spread all over the race course. We talk about the start procedure, Tanner. These guys can cut the race course if they want. They don't know what lane they're going to race in, and Dave is cruising up the backstretch again.
Now, do they have to cut the race course straight down the middle, or can they cut it anywhere? Obviously, there's safety boats out there. There must be some sort of regulation on where they cut the course.
There are safety zones where they cannot cross. If they do, it is an immediate disqualification. And one of the places you can cut is on the Grand Prix course, and Jeff Bernard just did it. So Bernard cut. Here goes Corey. Corey's going to go. How about Jamie? Now, Jamie's the master at getting the inside lane, but now he's got 3 boats that are ahead of him on the race course. So this will be interesting. 2 minutes and 35 seconds. So everything for the new fan who is watching this start procedure, everything has been legal so far. We're jockeying for position. The next piece to the puzzle, Tanner, as you know, the boats have to stay behind the start-finish line, which is right in front of you and me. They have to be behind that line at the 1 minute and 15 second mark. So our boats crawling up the backstretch there have got about a minute to kill, but they don't have to worry about staying above 80 miles an hour.
Jamie Nielsen accepting that lane 4 almost at this point. I mean, it certainly looks like they're going to be able to get underneath that minute 15 with this pace. But Nielsen coming up fast on the outside.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Oh, and Corey's gotten down. Corey's dropped off again. He's had this problem. He had it twice in Madison. He dropped down to ground idle. Now he's got the candle lit, so he's got plenty of time to catch up. But Corey's going to find himself maybe in an outside lane. So not a good deal for Corey Peabody at that point. At a minute 30, they got to stay behind this line at 1 minute and 15 seconds. Dave Villwock cruised slowly up the backstretch, but he yielded and let Jeff Bernard get inside of him. Now here comes, is this Nielsen? Yes, it is. Nielsen's going to try and make a move. He's got to have 5 boat lengths or a rooster tail, whatever is longer, and this is going to get tight because Jamie wants to move over, but Corey's flying in there, and he ran down there hard. They're getting really tight in there. And I tell you what, Corey Peabody got really, really wet going down the front end of that, and there's going to be some discussion about that. We'll let the officials take care of it. But that was Jamie trying to make a jump and move to an inside lane, and Corey going, no, I'm here, I'm here. That got really close.
Well, this will be interesting. Corey takes the outside at this point, but there'll probably be some sort of protest about that. I mean, it didn't necessarily go a smooth way, and certainly looked like Nielsen wanted to occupy that same space on the 3rd lane.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting, and I'm sure the teams up on top of the tower, they will take a look at that. Meanwhile, we are going to go racing. We'll let them look at that. Our lanes are set. It is Jeff Bernard in lane number 1, and the buoy he goes by right now. That's the lane they have to run in. The lane they are in when they cross the entrance pin to the corner, that's the one they have to bring down to the start-finish line. Peabody's going to be on the far outside. It's Bernard in 1, Villwock in 2, Nielsen in 3. We are 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1. Mark looks good to me, and Peabody broke the clock on the outside. Corey's going to run in an outside lane. Looks like Bernard is back and driving in the hallway down there. It is a clean start on the screen. Driving down the hallway in there is Villwalk again. Bernard was back on the inside. Corey comes out of the, oh, it's Dave Villwalk who comes out of the corner first. It's Villwalk. I saw the white boat. I thought it was Corey. And look at Corey right alongside of him. Off the corner, Tanner. Here we go again.
Yeah, I certainly didn't give Nielsen any love back on that one. Pinched a little bit on the inside, but man, it really is neck and neck between Dave Villwalk and Corey Peabody. Dave showing that he's here to play with this pace.
Yeah, he sure is. Villwalk's got the lane position. Corey's got boat speed, although Dave gobbled him up coming down the backstretch. This is where that inside lane's going to pay some dividends for Dave Villwalk. Look at Corey Peabody stay right on his right side sponson. They're going to come down and put one in the book, the first of four, and they're going to be dead even. It is Villwalk. It is Peabody. And it's a boat length for Villwalk. Tanner here. This is another really good one.
Now we got all that experience from Dave paying off. You can see how wide he pushed him in the second turn. Now we're back in the first turn up next to the bridge. We'll see how wide he pushes Peabody as they go through the roughest water we've seen so far.
Coming off the corner, it's Villwalk. He's got a couple of boat lengths there on Peabody, but Corey's right with him. Corey doesn't, and there's the front end of the U9. Side by side racing here on lap 2 of 4. Remember, we go 4 times around. Villwalk and Peabody, they are tied together. That looks like one boat. It is 2 up the backstretch. Now they get to the entrance pin. This is the second of 4 times around. Villwalk is on the inside. That's the U27 of Miss Apollo. It's the U9. And Corey Peabody and the Beacon Plumbing on the outside. This looks like a rerun of lap number 1, but it's lap number 2 this time. And they will come down side by side. Villwalk, Peabody, and it's Villwalk again by 1 boat length. The same lead he had last time.
Yeah, they really are maintaining. You can see in the corner that shorter course on the outside lane gets Dave out ahead. And then at the end of the straightaway, Corey's reeling him in. Both drivers keeping the boat out of the water as much as possible.
Jamie Nielsen driving a Miss Flavor Pack is solid in 3rd place, and then it's back to 4th place, and Jeff Bernard of the Graham Trucking. Here come our 2 boats off the corner once again.
Corey's
side by side. Look at Corey's out by about a boat length now, and it's been about the top. It's been from the halfway mark of the backstretch to the top end that it looks like Dave has been able to gobble him up. I think Corey may have acceleration, but I think Dave may have top end on him. Now they get to the corner, and Dave did not gobble him up this time. Now Corey's going to hold him in tight, but he's got to give him a certain amount of lane space. Corey's going to drive him clean, but he's going to hold him tight. A nice job there by Corey Peabody, and he is now starting to assert himself, Tanner. He had a great corner at the other end.
He sure is. He pinched the exit off on Dave a little bit tighter than David wanted to go, and certainly tighter than Dave has done in the last few laps. And then Corey got the nose up out of the water on the exit of that corner and just accelerated away.
And I think that is some of the wisdom there from our favorite Dave Villwalk. I think he said, all right, you got me on that one, and he's going to let him go and take that 2nd place finish. It is lap 3 of 4. I thought, is this lap 4? It says the final lap, so this must be our 4th lap as the guys go across, and the white flag flies. Yes, so this is lap number 4. Up the backstretch, Corey Peabody, what was a side-by-side, deck-to-deck duel just a half a lap ago, has now really opened up into a rather large parade, and it's going to be Corey Peabody if he can come down and pick up the checkered flag. But we've got some things to sort out at the end of this one.
We do. The pre-race was a little bit ugly, and you don't know what happened to Dave. I mean, he could have had some sort of problem at the end there.
But in the meantime, a checkered flag flies for Corey Peabody. He's going to come down and pick up his 2nd first place finish on the day and on the weekend. Here comes Dave Villwalk. He will come down and pick up 2nd place points. A good finish. I'm very, very impressed with that older boat. It runs extremely well. So 2nd place to the Miss Apollo, U27, Dave Villwalk. Here comes the U11, the Miss Flavor Pack, and Jamie Nielsen. He will come across in a solid 3rd. Jeff Bernard. Jeff was back at the start, and he trailed the field going down into turn 1. But now all eyes are going to turn to the officials, because there was, Tanner, you and I have talked about it. I can only tell you that during the offseason, this was a massive topic of discussion. Overlap rule during the milling period, changing lanes, exactly what we saw here. Jamie Nielsen had clearly been pushed to the outside. He was going to run on the outside, and then he came off the corner up here before the score up. He can't get across there before a $1:15, as you pointed out. But he clearly had given it a squirt. He was legal on a squirt, but he was trying to bring a bunch of boat speed down and jump left. And Corey and Dave were in there going, no, because he's got to have, as you pointed out and we talked about, 5 boat lengths or the length of a rooster tail, and that's the key one. He may have had 5 boat lengths, but I think in that case, maybe Jamie Nielsen. I think he was moving over, and Corey clearly got wet. And there was, anyway, they got really close. There was maybe a little bumping going on there.